Hello, welcome to Just Vintage Crochet and welcome to another mystery pattern. Okay, if you will just jump right in. If you're new to the channel, I have a stack of patterns here that someone else put together for me. I did not pick these patterns, and it was my son. To the best of his non-crochet abilities, he did black out anything that could give away what the pattern is. We do have pictures and titles, but he has those in his room. So I'm going to pick a number, work whatever random pattern matches the number, and then we'll see what it's supposed to be. These patterns largely come from the 1980s, some from the 1990s, but only a few. And then we have a small handful from the 1800s. Okay, here we go. Let's pick a pattern. It stopped filming. Number 3. Oh, and number 3 is right here, and it's not a 1991 pattern. Okay. Let's see here. This one here is a 1988 pattern. It says, if you love the challenge of creating popcorns, you'll enjoy crocheting this blank that is sure to enchant all who see it. We will need bedspread weight cotton, 250 yards, and a size 7 steel crochet hook. And we will be working with popcorn stitches. I already know how to do those. Let's see, all MDS are worked on right side. Oh, all rounds. It looks like an M. Forgive me, that looks like an M. It says RNDS. All rounds are worked on right side. Chain 10, join to form a ring. The only thing I'm going to not do is chain 10 and form a ring. I will go ahead and work with a magic circle. Other than that, I'm going to stick as close to the pattern as possible, even if it says chain 2 or chain 3 for a double crochet, because when we're working with thread, the chain is fine. Okay, let me get some thread and a hook, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, since I bought too much of this stuff with one of our other patterns, it is a number 10 thread. It is a beautiful mercerized cotton with a slight purling to it. That rippling is a slight purling. And my vintage Susan Bates, number 7. Okay, I am going to start with the magic circle. I just prefer it. And I probably need to go ahead and slip the sleeve off of that. No, you want to unravel the other way, don't you? Yes. Okay. I guess I should have had all this ready to go, huh? We're real professional. Alrighty here, let's see what 1988 wants us to make. Oh, by the way, my nail colors. I just got my nails in from Golden 30 Nails, and I couldn't decide. This is the little packet that comes with it with all the glue you need. And these are the ones I made before. That's that Gray Gardens color, and see, they're reusable, so I'm just going to reuse them. I liked both. This is the Kyoto Pearl and the Unicorn Cat Eye in pink. I couldn't decide which one, so I went with both. So I hope you guys can put up with my kooky color scheme today. And remember, there is an unaffiliated link for her Etsy shop in the description box down below. She did give me a discount code for you guys, but again, it's not affiliated. I don't get free nails if you buy something, and I don't get any money. It's just, I love her. I love her shop. And I'm the one who reached out and asked her if I can have a discount code for you guys, because so many people were asking about my nails. So she's just a small businesswoman, mother, stay-at-home mom, and homeschools her kids. And I'm doing the opposite of what I wanted to do. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to push this girl's shop. She's amazing. Okay, so I went ahead and did the magic circle in lieu of a chain 10. Here we go. It says here, chain 4 counts as first treble crochet. I'm wondering, are we working in US or UK stitch terms? We have slip stitch, looking for a single crochet, because there is no such thing as single crochet in UK stitch terms. What we call a single crochet, they call a double crochet. Yep, we have a single crochet right here. So this is US terms. Obviously with a chain 4, it's going to be a US treble, UK double treble. I just wanted to confirm it. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it says 4 treble in the ring, chain 5, 5 treble in the ring. Repeat that twice more, then chain 5 and join into top of beginning chain 4. So we're going to have groups of 5 trebles separated by chain 5. So that chain 4 is the first one. That's 1. And actually, I hate that it does that with a chain 4. So I'm going to do a chain 3. It will be cleaner. Yarn over twice. 2, 3. See there? It will equal the same height. There we go. And yes, I do yarn unders and yarn overs at random. My brain, all my life since I'm 9 years old, I did yarn under. And then whenever I came on YouTube, several people asked, why am I yarning under? Is there a specific purpose for it? And there wasn't. It's just my normal way of crocheting. And so I've been, over the last couple of years, trying to train myself to just get accustomed with yarning over instead of under. But when it comes to trebles, I really do prefer to yarn under. It just makes a cleaner stitch. Okay, 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not supposed to be doing popcorn stitches right now. No. Okay, so I'm going to make essentially 4 groups of 5 trebles separated by chain 5. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to finish this off camera. Okay, there we go. Should be looking like that. I ended with a chain 5 and a slip stitch into the top of my starting chain 3 instead of chain 4, which looks much better. It's cleaner, there's no gap, and there's no bump. Okay, chain 4, and then skip the next 3 trebles and treble in the next treble. Chain 4, keeping last loop of each treble on the hook. Treble in the same, okay, we're gonna have to do this one little step at a time. So it wants us to start with a chain 4. I wonder if I should actually do a chain 4 this time, just because it seems like we're gonna be going over. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then it said to skip the next 3 and treble in the next. So 1, 2, 3, treble in basically the last treble, but keeping the last loop on the hook. Well, my goodness, there we go. 1 and 2, okay. And then it says treble in the same treble and in the 3rd chain of the chain 5. So we're going to treble here again, 1 and 2, and in the 3rd chain of the chain 5, 1, 2, 3, no. Hard to tell what's a stitch and what's a chain. I think that's a chain right here. So 1, 2, 3, so basically right in the middle. I wonder what it would look like if we just worked around the chain, or if we really got to go through all that, jamming it through that little chain. I'm going to try it and just see what happens. Okay. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. Okay. So far it's staying put, this little floating stitch here. Okay, and then 2 treble cluster made. What? Oh, 2 treble cluster made. Oh, okay. But that was 4. I'm so confused. Did I do this wrong? Chain 4, skip the next 3, treble in the next treble, chain 4. Oh, chain 4, keeping the last loop of each treble on the hook, treble in the same treble. I didn't treble 4, or chain 4. So we'll try this again. Okay, so we start with a chain 4. Yarn over twice, skip the next 3, and in the last stitch, we work a treble. Now, it says here, treble in the next treble. So I'm going to complete this one. Then it says chain 4, 2, 3, 4. And then it says, keeping the last loop of each treble on the hook, treble in the same treble and in the third chain of the chain 5. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to kind of go around it. Make that first one really tight so it doesn't move. Then it says to pull through everything. That's not correct. That's not correct. What am I not comprehending here? I mean, I'm comprehending it. Wait. Yeah, so I already worked 1, then I chained 4. No, I followed it correctly. It just didn't. I just don't understand. Maybe I am meant to leave this loop and this loop on, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? I don't know. I feel like it's not correct. And I got a little hair there. Okay. I'm going to complete this treble and then chain 4 like before. 2, 3, 4. And then an incomplete treble into the same stitch, and an incomplete treble in the chain 5 space, and then pull through all 3, and I'm just going to move on from there. It doesn't look anything like a cluster, but you know, that's what they want to call it. I don't see a cluster, but that's okay. I'm following it precisely exactly as written. Chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, these patterns from the 80s all typically have pictures, so I'm sure we'll see where my error was by the end of this. Okay, chain 7 and 2 treble. Chain 7, 2 treble cluster over the same chain and first treble of the next 5 treble group. Chain 4, 2 treble cluster over the same, so it's just a repeat in the same treble and the last treble of the same group. Chain 4, 2 treble over the same, and the third, I can picture it, twice more, 7, chain 7 and 2 treble cluster over the same and joining slip stitch at the end of the previous round. Chain 4, join in the 4th chain of the beginning chain 4. I can picture it. Okay, so now it's chain 7 and 2 treble, cluster over the same. Okay, so that's the chain 7, and right here into the chain 5 space. I'm making this first stitch really tight at the bottom to lock it in so it doesn't slide around. So treble, chain 4, yarn over twice and into the first. I may have to work in the chains, I don't know, I want it to look right. In the first treble, we work another treble, an incomplete treble. So pull through 2, pull through 2 just twice, and then that was, did I do that wrong? Did I do that wrong? I think I wasn't supposed to chain 4 there. I'm supposed to chain 4 after. No, I did. Yeah, okay. That's the first complete. Then you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the first stitch. Incomplete. And then into the last stitch. Another incomplete treble. Pull through all 3 loops. Chain 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into the same stitch, we work a complete treble. Then chain 4. So chain 4 after the complete treble. Yarn over twice and into the chain 5 space. Let's try the stitch. We'll behave. An incomplete treble, and then without any chains, into the first stitch, another incomplete treble, and then pull through all 3. Then chain 7, and into the same stitch we just worked in, a complete treble, pull through 2 3 times, 2 and 3, then chain 4, yarn over twice, skip 3 stitches to the last, work an incomplete treble, and then without chaining, into the middle chain. Oh, you know what? I may have already, yeah, I think I messed up here. Right, wasn't I? No, I think I was on the right track. Work 2 there, and then 1, 2 here. No, yeah, I was on the right track. Ugh, I gotta do this all over again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then into the same stitch, we work a complete treble, chain 4, and into the last stitch, an incomplete treble, and then without chaining, into the middle chain, Now this middle chain is where I will work the same stitch the next time around. That's where I got myself all twisted up, because I remember I had to work in the same chain twice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now into this chain stitch, I will work the complete treble. This doesn't seem like a chain stitch. No, there it is. Okay. My eyes got lost. I kept thinking it was right here. It's right here. From here to here, right here. My eyes got lost. So after chaining 7, you work a complete stitch. After working a complete stitch, you chain 4 and work 2 half stitches. That's pretty much the method, the melody here. Oh, my son is laughing really loud if you can hear him. He's playing a video game. Okay, and then skip over to the last. Then pull through all 3. And then, sorry he's so loud, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And into the same stitch we just worked into. Work a complete treble. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into the center chain. 1, 2, 3 right here. We work a half. And I'm pretty much at the end of the road here. Here's my starting chain. So how does it say to end this again? Chain 7, 2 treble cluster over the same chain and joining slip stitch. At the end of the previous round, chain 4, join in the, okay. So after working in the chain, I can't complete this. Wow, look at that. That is pretty. Making sure I got it right. I can't really complete this without okay. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't. I know it says 2, but it doesn't compute. Okay. I'm going to look at this real quick off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, it's clearly stating it. So at the end, it says here, cluster over the same chain and joining slip stitch at the end of the previous round, then chain 4 and join into the 4. So, okay. So I'm going to yarn over twice and go into the joining stitch right here. And work my incomplete treble, pull through all 3, chain 4, and slip stitch into the top of the chain 4, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Yeah, that works. That works. Pretty much puts us like in the middle. Like in the middle here. Okay. So far, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Whatever we're doing, we're making pineapples. Base of pineapple made. We're making some kind of pineapples. We'll see what this will wind up being. Because it could be a doily. It's only 18 rounds. But what if it's one of those kind of patterns where you can just keep going and you can make a tablecloth? or you can fold it in half and wear it as a shawl. One never knows. With a doily doesn't have to just be a doily unless it's specifically designed to end with a certain look. A doily can just keep going for miles. You can make a whole bedspread with one doily pattern if you just keep going, like the endless granny square type situation. So it says here for round 3, we're going to chain 4 and skip the next treble, which the next treble is just right here, right next to the joining chain. Right here is the next treble. You can see it. And there's the top of it there that we have not worked into. So that's the next treble. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll find out if I'm wrong. And it says in top of next cluster, which I did read a little bit of this, and I can only assume that the top of the cluster is here, where these 2 stitches join. Right here. This like incomplete A. Upside down V-stitch. So I'm assuming that's the top of the cluster. So in top of the next cluster, we're going to work a treble, chain 4, treble. So a treble crochet or double treble if you're in the UK, V-stitch. Chain 4 V-stitch. So here we go. Yarn over twice and into the top of this cluster. I'm going to work a treble, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then another treble to make a chain 4 V-stitch. There we are, just like that. Then it says we are to work 7 treble in the next. So we're not chaining anything. We're just going to jump into this chain 7 space right here and work 7 trebles. And that's going to be UK double trebles. Okay, so I'll be right back because I don't need to show working 7 of the same stitch in a row, as again, these are not tutorials, but I mean, you can treat them like a tutorial, but I have to put the disclaimer, these are not tutorials, because I used to get a little bit of grief in the comments, and you know, you get 1,000 really fun, happy comments, but you get like 3, and those 3 negative ones kind of live in your head, and they were kind of negative, like they weren't constructive criticism. One person literally called me a know-it-all that can't make a vintage crochet tutorial for SHIT. Like, these are mystery patterns. They're not tutorials. I don't know what I'm doing with these. I'm working these blind. So that's why I had to make that disclaimer. Just an FYI. So you can follow along like a tutorial as long as you're comfortable with me not knowing what I'm doing from beginning to end and hoping it works out for the best. I'll be right back. Okay, get all that out of your way. There is my 7 trebles in the chain space. Now it says base of pineapple is made. So treble in the top of the next cluster. And I think that's this right here. You know, the upside down V-stitch. Pretty much where it looks like 3 stitches have joined together. I don't want to cover that up. So we're basically skipping over the chain 4. We're going to skip over this chain 4 here. And in these stitches that look like this, these upside down V stitches right here, try to hide all the other chains so that they stand out. That's what I'm pretty sure that's the top of the cluster. So there we go, treble made on top of the next cluster. Then chain 4, 2 treble, cluster over the same cluster. Oh, I'm not a fan of making the treble cluster. I don't like it. All right, chain 4. It looks nice. I think it confused me so much that now I just have like a bad taste in my mouth over it. So it says here, chain 4, 2 treble cluster over the same cluster and top of the next cluster. Well, that means I got to skip this chain 7. What are we doing here? is, ooh, I wish I had a picture now. Okay, so I clearly didn't do this right. This is why these are not to be considered tutorials. They never have been. Never once did I ever claim, I have tutorials, never once did I ever claim a mystery pattern was a tutorial. So follow along at your own risk. So what is the top of the next cluster? And then does that mean I did this one wrong? Is the chain 4 the top of the cluster? Oh, I need a picture. I need an adult. I need a tutorial. Okay, I think I made a mistake because it's not ending right. And if this is meant to be, because you see how it starts off with 4 down here, this may meant to be a, I feel like I'm not saying that sentence right. This might be a square, and I had 6 of these pineapple bases made. I don't think I'm supposed to have 6. I don't think I'm supposed to work 7 treble in every chain 7 space. I don't think that's correct. So this is why don't follow along yet. Don't follow along yet. Watch the whole video so you know the parts you need to skip if you do want to follow it along where I get it wrong and I get it right. Okay. I think I am supposed to make another cluster. As I read it, it looks like we're supposed to have 2 clusters. I think we're supposed to have 2 clusters in a row. I'm not sure. I need to step away for a second because when I get to the point of I can't quite make it out, I have to walk away and then come back with fresh eyes. I'll be right back. It'll just be a split second for you. Okay, so as you can see, after some trial and error, I figured out what I'm doing wrong and how to do it right. And when I say I figured it out, mostly I just turned all the sound off of everything and I just read carefully and I got out of my own head. All right, here's what we're going to do. So starting round 2 from scratch, we chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip these 3 stitches here and into the last stitch. We work a treble, a full treble, chain 4, go back into the same stitch and work an incomplete treble. Yarn over twice and into the center chain of the chain 5. We work our second incomplete treble. And then we bring all 3 loops together. Now here is where we're going to create a corner. Right here, 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 and here, we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now after chaining 7, yarn over twice, and then go back into that same chain and work an incomplete treble. Yarn over twice and jump over to the first treble of this series of 5 here and work your next incomplete treble. Bring them all together. Yarn over twice, skip 3 stitches and into the last stitch, work a treble, a completed treble, chain 4, and yarn over twice, back into the same stitch, work an incomplete treble, yarn over twice into the center of the chain 5, work the next incomplete treble, pull through all 3, chain 7, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yarn over twice, go back into that same chain stitch and work your first incomplete treble. Yarn over twice, jump over to the first treble here and make another one, incomplete. Pull through all 3. Yarn over twice, jump to the last stitch and make a complete treble. So that's the repeat. Oh, nope. Now chain 4. Back into the same stitch, incomplete treble. Yarn over twice, center of the chain, incomplete treble. Pull through all 3, chain 7. Yarn over twice, back into the same chain stitch, incomplete treble. Yarn over twice, jump over to the first stitch here and another incomplete. Pull through all 3. Yarn over twice, jump to the last stitch and make a complete treble. Just like that. Chain 4. Yarn over twice, back into the same stitch, incomplete treble. Yarn over twice into the center of the chain, incomplete. Bring all 3 together, chain 7, yes. Do I need to chain 7 here? 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over twice, go back down into the same chain stitch and work an incomplete treble. Yarn over twice, come over here to the joining stitch as stated in the pattern. And in that joining stitch, work your last incomplete treble. Pull through all 3, chain 4, and excuse me, join to the top of your starting chain 4. There. Now the foundation is properly laid. So we look at our work here. Make sure my chain 7s are all in the right space. Okay, yes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Okay. Now we can finally move on to round 3 and get this round figured out the right way. I've looked at it so much, I know how it starts by heart. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And skip the first treble, which is right here. So this is the joining stitch, this is the first treble. And then jump over to the top of this where you have this all joined right here, and work a treble. Okay, now just to make sure I am following everything, chain 4, skip the next treble, and top of next cluster, work treble, chain 4, treble. Right. Okay. So we worked our treble, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice, back into the same stitch, another treble. And then it says to work 7 trebles in the chain 7 space. There we go. So I'll work those off camera really quick and be right back to work out how to get through the rest of this. I think now that the foundation is properly laid out, the rest of it's going to come together so easily. My goodness, I had to cut so much out. It was literally, it was not literally, so I don't know exactly how many minutes, but I dare to guess about 30 minutes of footage of me just working it, unraveling it, working it, unraveling it. And I had to cut that out or else the video would be so long it would have to be a 2-parter, and nobody wants a 2-parter mystery video. I'll be right back. Okay, I know you missed a whole lot. All of a sudden, it's this. I did a whole lot of trial and error because it wasn't right. And I did it again, all the way up to round 3, and it wasn't right. Nothing was lining up right. And I didn't quite understand where I kept going wrong. And now I know where I went wrong. So if you are following along, that's why I put that little message, don't follow along yet. Follow along if you want to from this point on, because now I have it nailed. Okay, so we're going to start at the very beginning of round 2 with our 4 chains. And I know you guys like to watch me go through the trial and error part. It was a lot of footage. It's 2 in the morning and I started messing around with it. No, it's 3 in the morning, forgive me, at about 2:15. So that's a long time. And that's a lot of footage. And this would have wound up being a 2-hour video. And nobody wants to watch a 2-part mystery. So here we go. Let's just move on. All right. Chain 4. Yarn over twice. And jump over to the last stitch of your first group of 5. And work a treble. Chain 4. Yarn over twice. Go back into the same stitch. And work an incomplete treble. Yarn over twice, go into the center chain of your chain 5 and work another incomplete treble. Pull through all 3. Chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, you. 6. Don't you do that to me again. Everybody's looking. 7. Okay. After the chain 7, yarn over twice and back into the same chain stitch, work an incomplete treble, yarn over twice, jump over to the first stitch of the next group of 5, incomplete treble, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 4, back into that same stitch we just worked into, and work an incomplete treble, yarn over, jump over to the last stitch, incomplete treble. Here we go. Chain 4, back into the same stitch, another, and I want to call it a half treble, but it's not, so it's incomplete. These are all going to be incomplete. Okay, yarn over twice, jump back into the center chain stitch, another incomplete, pull through all 3, chain 7, because now we are over a corner, so we want to complete that corner. So yarn over twice and back into that chain stitch, work an incomplete. Yarn over twice, jump over to the first stitch and repeat that. Now pull through all 3. Chain 4. Yarn over twice, back into the same stitch. Incomplete. Yarn over twice, back into the, or go into the first stitch, last stitch, my googly moogly. Pull through all 3. Chain 4. Back into the same stitch we just worked into, incomplete treble. I got a lot of ramen noodle over here right now. Okay, yarn over twice and go into that center chain stitch. Work another incomplete treble and pull through all 3, chain 7. Yarn over twice, back into that stitch, and we work another incomplete. Yarn over twice into the first stitch of the last group of 5, another incomplete. Pull through all 3. chain 4, back into that same stitch we just worked into. This is where I was messing up last time. Instead of working back into the same stitch, I was just moving on to the next one over. Okay, that's an incomplete. Yarn over twice, jump over to the last stitch, work another incomplete, and pull all 3 together. Chain 4, back into that same stitch, one more incomplete there. Yarn over twice into the center chain of the last chain 5 and another incomplete. Pull through all 3, chain 7. Yarn over twice, another incomplete into the same chain. That was horrifying. Do that again. There we go. And then yarn over twice and into the joining stitch as stated in the pattern. Into the joining stitch right here. We work our last incomplete of the round. Pull all 3 together, chain 4, and join with a slip stitch into the top of the starting chain 4 here. I finally got it. Now the rest of the pattern should come together quite well now that everything with the foundation has been worked out. Look at that. It just looks right now. It just looks correct now. However correct, whatever that means, it's not wonky. What it kept doing was being too small on one side. Where it would end seemed right, and that's what I was basing it on. This top row here was the most relaxed, the most uniform and put together. And so whenever I would see that there's 2 upside down or 2 triangles here and only 1 here, I'm like, I've done something wrong again. So I finally got it. Now we can move on to round 3. Okay, now let's go ahead and try round 3 for like the 4th time for me. So it says to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to have to move this way so I can see it. Skip the next treble, which is right here. This is the joining stitch. The next treble is right here. So skip the next treble, and in top of next cluster, work treble, chain 4, treble. So I can only assume that's right here. So treble, chain 4, and then one more treble into the same stitch. Okay, now it says to work 7 treble in the chain space. So I will work those really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, there are my 7 trebles, and real quick, I just have to, while it's on my mind, remind you guys to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I have been informed that I am not reminding people to subscribe. Or also, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you are in the mood to say something, by all means, please comment. And if you're not in the mood to comment, still just hit that like button. Or you can hit the dislike button if you hate this. Either way, I'll know how you feel. Okay, now moving on. We have to work a double crochet over the next cluster stitch, which is right here. Treble crochet, treble, not double. Okay. All right, now it says this is going to be the repeat chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 2 treble cluster over the same cluster and top of the next cluster. So back into the same stitch. and we work a like partial treble, incomplete, as I've said so many times on this video. And then yarn over, skip over the chain 4, jump over to the next cluster, which is an upside down V-stitch. You know, these right here is what they're talking about. Okay. And then it says to do that twice. All right, so do I need to, I do. I need to chain 4 again. And then back into the same stitch. Yarn over twice, jump over to the next upside down V-stitch and complete this stitch. Bring all 3 together. All right, it seems like something's happening here now, finally. And I can't wait to work past this ball of ramen noodles here. What a mess. Of my own creation, of course. It's my mouse, move that out of the way. Okay. It said twice, then chain 4, treble in top of same cluster, then, okay. So chain 4, work a treble in the same stitch, and then yarn over twice and start working 7 doubles in the chain 7 space. So I'll do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm starting to get this now. There's my 7. So yarn over twice and into this next upside down V-stitch. We start working some more of those cluster stitches. And I think I have to complete the whole stitch here and then chain 4. Look at this monster chasing me. And then yarn over twice, back into the same stitch, and then do just a partial treble, yarn over twice, jump over the chain 4 space into the next stitch, another partial, and bring all 3 together, chain 4, back into that same stitch, work an incomplete treble, yarn over twice, jump over the chain 4 again, and over the next stitch, we work on a partial and then bring it all together, chain 4, back into the same stitch, complete that stitch all the way, yarn over twice and start working 7 trebles in the chain 7 space. All right, I think that's the repeat, and I think I finally got it. Doesn't it seem right now? It does. All right, I'm gonna keep working this all the way around. I will finish this round up with you guys on camera. And then we'll move on to finally round 4. All right, so I have worked my last group of 7. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. So now I'm gonna yarn over twice and into the top of the next upside down V-stitch. I'm going to work a treble, chain 4, another treble, partial treble back into the same stitch, yarn over twice, jump over to our joining stitch like we did before, and close this row off with a partial treble, bring all 3 together, chain 4, and then slip stitch into the top of the chain 4. There. That seems like it looks like it would make sense. It feels like it makes sense. It lays flatter than any of the other attempts I made. Yay. Okay, now for round 4. I'm just going to hold this up and you can pause it if you want to read it, because it's a lot. And I get tired of saying treble this, treble that. You know, I feel repeaty. So I'm just going to read it as I work now. Okay, chain 4 and then skip the next treble, which is going to be this very first one right here. I'm going to skip that one. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then work a treble in the next. So this one here, just like we did the last round. Chain 4 and then work, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it says chain 4 and 2 treble in each of the next 7 trebles. So 2 into each. Okay. So there we go. I'm just going to work this across to the end of this group of 7, and then I'll be back to work the next section with you. There we go. 2 into each. Okay, so now that's a total of 14 of them worked. And it says here, chain 4, 2 treble cluster over the next treble and top of the next treble. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so starting here, I assume I just don't complete it, or I do. I think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice, back into the same stitch. Don't complete it. Yarn over twice, jump over to the next upside down V-stitch. And now complete it. How does that look? Hopefully that's correct. This wants to curl in really bad. No matter what I do, it wants to do that. It's biting me. 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice, back, and this is bugging me. Look at this. It's just so dramatically, why is it doing that? Okay, I get over it. My thumb would, you know, whenever you crochet, you see with your fingers, with your hands, as well as with your eyes. And with it curled up like that, it kept feeling like a pebble. It kept feeling wrong. Anyway. Okay, back into the same stitch. And then yarn over twice, jump over to the next stitch. Pull all 3 together. This just wants to curl down like this. What is your problem, man? Okay, chain 4. There it goes again. I gotta ignore it. 3, 4. Back into the same stitch. And oops, nope. Don't complete that stitch. That's meant to be an incomplete. And then yarn over twice and jump over to the next stitch. Chain 4. And then back into the same stitch. We work a complete treble, chain 4, and we start working 2 trebles over each stitch. I think I'm starting to get the rhythm of this now. I still feel a little mental hang up here and there. I'm really curious as to why this wants to curl. Did I do something wrong? This side is nice and flat. Why do you want to curl so badly? It's like whenever I put this chain in right here, it just wants to curl now. Look at that. Has to do making sure I didn't put too many stitches in. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not too many stitches. But man, does it want to curl. I just hope it's not going to give me problems going down the road with it being such a powerful curl right here. I don't understand it. We'll see if it happens to this one. Okay, moving along. I'm going to work these 14 treble in and I will be right back. Okay, so the curl happens with all of them. Hopefully it works itself out as this pattern continues to grow. So I wanted to finish this row off with you. So I'm going to chain 4. Oops. And work 1 treble in this last stitch right here, which is not part of the 7. Okay, then chain 4 again. And back into the same stitch with a partial treble or incomplete treble. And then yarn over twice, jump over to this next stitch and make another one. Then pull through all 3, chain 4, back into the same stitch, incomplete treble, yarn over twice into our joining stitch, incomplete treble, and then pull through all 3, chain 4, and join to the top of our starting chain 4. There. It is very curly right now. So let's move on to round 5. And like last time, I'll just hold this up so that you can read it. You can pause the screen and read it. There we are. Round 5. And actually, what am I doing? That's so goofy. Just put it there. There, that's easier. Okay. So for this one here, it says we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the next treble over. Okay, then chain 4, treble in the next treble. So that's going to be the first of these 2 here. Okay, then chain 1, treble in the next treble 13 times. Okay, so we're going to work 1 treble, then chain 1, and in the very next stitch over, so it doesn't look like we're skipping any stitches, we're going to do it again. So chain 1, and in the very next stitch over, we repeat with another treble, chain 1, in the very next stitch over. So it talked us through doing the first one, then it says to make 13 more, so that makes sense. We have 14 trebles here, so we need to make 14 trebles on top separated by a chain 1. So I'm going to work this to the end of this group and then come back to work this sort of, I'm assuming it's going to be a continuation of the lacy part. We'll see what comes up. Okay, there's my 14, there's my 14 treble worked separated by a chain 1 each. And now it says here, chain 4, single in top of next cluster. Okay. Single in top of next cluster. So I'm going to assume that's this stitch right here. Oh, I think I should probably yarn over for that to make sure that stitch is big enough. Okay, and then chain 4, single crochet in top. Wait, no, I skipped a section. Okay, then chain 4, 5 treble in top of next cluster. Chain 4. And then 5, I guess, right here in this one. And, okay. I was just looking over at the pattern real quick. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to work 5 of these. Okay, that's 5 worked into the same stitch. Chain 4 and then single crochet in the next stitch over. Okay, single crochet. Okay, and then repeat from the chain 4, treble in the next treble 3 more times. So chain 4, treble in the next treble, chain 1, nope, I did something wrong. Because now it's saying to work the 14 again, so I got a whole section here that I missed. Let's see here. Oh, 3 times more. Okay. No, yeah, because this is the start of the repeat. So chain 4, 5 in the next, chain 4, single in the top of the next cluster, repeat from here 3 times more. It's as if I start here, it moves on to the 14 trebles. So what am I meant to do here? Oof, I wish I had a picture. Then it wouldn't be a challenge, and it surely wouldn't. I wonder if I'm meant to work a single crochet here, then a chain 4. I'm guessing at this, so don't follow along in this moment. Then do I work my 5 here? Work 5, chain 4. All right, I'm going to play with this, and I'll be right back. This is going to be quite a long video. I wonder if I'm supposed to be working, so like, I wonder if my error, oh, I didn't have to undo those chains. Finish this last stitch up again, chain 4. So I wonder if I'm supposed to skip over this and work in this cluster here. Does that work? Like, why this big gap here? And then work those 5 stitches here, single crochet here, chain 4, and then start. I'm going to play with it. I'll be right back. I'm starting to think I messed up on the last round again. I probably have too many little triangle stitches here, and that might be why this is curling. That should have been my first indicator that that level of curl wasn't right. Maybe it's going to curl anyways, but I do think I messed up on round 4. So this is quite a trial and error pattern here. So I'll be right back. I'm going to play around with round 4 again and come back and let you know what happens. Okay, I think I see where I went wrong. All right, so the first time I did this, and it says to start working the cluster stitches right after working these. What I did was complete the stitch, chain 4, which added an extra loop. Then I went back into the same stitch, and this was too much. That was too much. So what I should have done is, as soon as I'm done working the 14, chain 4, and then work an incomplete stitch right here. And then yarn over twice, jump over, and work my second incomplete stitch. And that's that. And the curl is a lot less. The curl is a lot less intense. It's still somewhat there, but nowhere near as aggressive as it was before. So now I can chain 4, come back into the same stitch, work a partial, treble, yarn over twice, jump over to the next stitch, work a partial, pull all 3 together, chain 4, and I guess I go back into the same stitch. I think so. Yes. Right? Yes. And then I guess I jump over here. All 3. Yeah, that cleans it up quite a bit. Okay, and then chain 4 and start working, right? I don't go back in, do I? I don't think I do. Okay. Then I start working my two trebles over each stitch. Now that's a huge gap compared to right here. Maybe I am supposed to. Come back down. Maybe I just complete this as like a whole stitch. Yeah. Then chain 4 again. I just don't want to add too many loops like last time. I think it's okay though. And let's see how this works out. I feel like that's too many over here. I feel like this isn't correct. I feel like this is correct. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then it creates, well, maybe not. Let me think. I don't know. I'll be back. I'm going to work this a little bit and see what happens. I'll be back. Why does this one have to be so pretty looking right now, but also so complicated for my brain to wrap itself around? Why? Okay, so this seems to be working out. I did work it all the way around and I just unraveled it to show you. So I left everything as is. I changed nothing. And I was just worried because this stitch looked so much wider than this one, but it was just the way it seemed at first. So what I'm doing is, now that I've worked my 14 in a row, I have so much ramen noodles here. I'm going to chain 4, yarn over twice, and into this stitch right here, which is not a part of the original 7, I'm going to work a partial treble, yarn over twice, and into the next stitch over, work a partial, and then pull these 3 together. Chain 4, then yarn over twice, and somehow I created 2 stitches here, and it doesn't exist anywhere else. I made a mistake right here, so I'm going to work these 2 stitches together. So I'm going to draw through this one, and I'm going to draw through this one, and draw through that again, grab, and I'm going to pull this loop through this loop just to bring these 2 together, just like that. And we're going to work a partial treble, so pull through 2 and pull through 2, and that's it. And then yarn over and pull through all 3. That looks good enough. Chain 4, and we go back into the same stitch and work a partial, yarn over twice, and now we come to this stitch here, which again, these 2 stitches on the ends are not a part of our original 7 there in the middle. And work a partial, pull through all 3. Then chain 4 and start working our 2 treble over each stitch, creating 14 in a row. So I'm going to work these 14 real quick. I'll be right back. But yeah, it seems to be working out. All right, let's finish this round off together. I have my 14 worked. Now we chain 4 and go into this stitch here on the end and work a partial treble, yarn over twice, jump over to the next stitch and work another one, and then bring all 3 loops together, chain 4, back into the same stitch and work another partial, yarn over twice, jump over to the next stitch, which is our joining stitch, and work our last partial, bring all 3 together. That is our joining stitch where our starting chain 4 was worked out of. Now we chain 4 again and join into the top of our starting chain 4. And there we go. Man, this would be so much faster for me on this end of the camera if I would quit making so many mistakes or quit not understanding exactly well, because this has been hours I've been at this. And this is as far as I've gotten. It's a little discouraging. I ain't giving up though. Okay, now we're going to do round 6, but I'm actually going to take a quick break. I started working on this at about 2 a.m. It is 7:59 a.m. That is how many times I have had to restart this pattern, essentially behind the scenes, trying to figure it out. My eyes are blurring, so I need to take a quick break. I'll be back. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe, like, let me know what you think, if you love this, if you hate this, and click the notification bell so that you don't miss another one of these videos, or ignore the notification bell if you never want to see another one of these again. Okay, it might be a little darker, a little duller. I did turn off the overhead light. It was starting to bother my eyes. So I hope you can see okay. See here, we'll bump that right there. Okay, so now it says here for round 6, we're going to slip stitch in the next 4 chains. So I guess slip stitch 4 chains over, or just slip stitch into the 4 chain space. It says chain 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Oh, I still have to do, I still have to do round 5 because I went back and started over. Okay, yeah. So chain 1 and single crochet. Now let's see how this winds up working out. And it says here, oh, we're supposed to single crochet in the next treble over. My bad. There we go. Okay, then it says to chain 4 and treble in the next treble. So here, the first of our 14 in a row. And chain 1 and work a treble in the next. Okay, so I'm going to do this across and I'll be right back. Okay, got that part done like last time. Now it says to chain 4 and single crochet in top of next cluster. So that's going to be this one right here, clearly identifiable as the next cluster. Unlike the last round I worked, I sort of had to guess at it. And it says here, chain 4, 5 treble in the next cluster. And see how that's making sense now? Right in the middle. Then we're going to work a single there, chain 4, and work our trebles again. It's working out now. Okay, let me work these 5 real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, and now we're going to chain 4, work a single in the top of the next cluster, chain 4, and start working our trebles separated by a chain 1 across this area. So that's going to be the repeat all around then. Pretty straightforward this time. Okay, we still have that intense curl happening here. Anyway. All right, so that's it. I do wish maybe I worked this chain too loose. Well, either way. Okay, that's the repeat. I'll be back. I'm going to work this all around and finish this roundup with you. Okay, there is round 5 done. Let's move on to round 6. And it says here that we need to slip stitch in the next 4 chains, and then we'll move on from there. So kind of wishing I hadn't made these chains so tight now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that first one there is going to be a bugger. That first one, it's so closed off. I almost just want to skip it. I think I'm gonna. It's just so closed off. I'm just gonna skip it and move on to the next one. Work that first one loose to make up for skipping that. Don't want to cause any buckling. All right, well, obviously I had to skip the first one. It's just too gnarled up. Okay, now it says here, chain 1, single crochet in next chain 1 space. Well, I wonder, oh no, nope, just follow the instructions. Okay, and then it says chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space 12 times. Okay. So we already know that this is going to be a pineapple. That bit was given away a bit. It wasn't blacked out. So this is going to be our pineapple. Come on now. right, so that's all the way to the end, a total of 13. Okay, next is going to be chain 8. 1, oops, goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And skip the next 2 chain 4 spaces, so 1, 2, and now we're in this like fan stitch here. And it says here, keeping the last loop of each treble crochet on the hook, treble in the next 5 trebles. Yarn over and draw through all 6 loops on the hook, 5 treble cluster made. Then it says to chain 8 and skip the next 2 chain 4 spaces and start working your chain 3s and followed by a single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces. Pretty straightforward. So yarning over twice and into each stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. Next stitch over, 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, and 2 more to go. This makes number 4 and number 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull through all. That's pretty. Then we're going to chain 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Skip over all of this and jump straight into the first chain 1 space with a single crochet, chain 3, next one over. Okay, that's the repeat right there. That's the repeat all around. I'll be right back. All right, now we are ready for round 7. I was just reading round 7 and it looks like we're getting into some good old-fashioned popcorn stitches. You know, where you work like 5 double, but in this pattern they want us to work trebles. You're gonna work like 5 trebles fully and then unhook the last stitch, come over to the first stitch you made, go in there, grab the loop and pull it through, and it creates this like little, they call it a popcorn, but to me it looks like a little corn cob. So it looks like we're gonna make some popcorn stitches. So if you don't like doing popcorn stitches, I'm sure you can substitute it with any stitch that looks puffy. They all kind of look the same. Okay, they all kind of look the same. Don't come at me in the comments. They don't all completely look the same. All right, it says slip stitch. Oh, by the way, we're supposed to end that last round with a chain 8 and then slip stitch into the first single crochet we made. Now it wants us to slip stitch into the first chain 3 space. And it wants us to work a chain 4, but in this situation, because it's going to be a popcorn, I'm going to go ahead and work a stacked single, and I'm going to work 3 of them for a treble. So there is 1, 2. I made that second one too tight. There we go. And then 3. There we go. And then I need to work 4 more trebles all the way. So you don't have to leave the last loop on the hook. So this is 3 total. 4 and 5. You'll draw up, come into the top of your first stitch, which if you worked a stack single, looks just like the top of a normal stitch. Really handy dandy. Come back and grab your loop and pull it through, and there you go. See, it looks kind of like a little corn cob or a barrel. Should be calling this a barrel stitch. It looks like a barrel. Okay, moving on. All right, it says here, beginning popcorn stitch made. Okay, chain 2, popcorn in the next. chain 3 space. Oh boy, we may have a lot of popcorns here if we got to do all 4 corners without skipping. Ooh. Yarned over one too many times. All right. So my guess is I need to make popcorn stitches in all the loops. Which is something I'm not going to do on camera because that would just take forever. All right, this is the 5th one. So I'll show you how this works one more time. Draw a loop on your last stitch made. Come into the top of your first stitch made. Cinch that loop down and pull it through. There you go. And then chain 2. Yarn over twice, and in the next, chain 3 space over. Is that what we're doing here? Yeah. Yep. We're doing them all the way across. Oh boy. That's all right. I'll be back. Well, let me see. What are we going to do here on this section? Okay. 10 times. Then it says to chain 7, skip the next chain 8 space, and top of next 5 treble cluster, work a treble chain 2 4 times. Treble in the same, well, I'm gonna have to do that on camera because we probably all need to see that worked out. All right, in the meantime, I'm gonna work these popcorn stitches. I wonder what it would look like with just like a puff stitch. I guess it does kind of look like a little popcorn. Let's try another type of stitch. Just for funsies. I mean, why not? We're allowed to be experimental. Like, let's try... No. It's probably going to be pretty short. 2, 3, and 4. Little puff stitch. No, it's nowhere near the same effect. No, it's probably just going to have to be a popcorn stitch. I don't know. You guys get creative. Get creative with it. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let's figure out this middle section here together. My paper keeps falling. Angle it. All right. Now it's going to want us to chain 7. 5, 6, 7, and skip the chain 8, and top of the next 5 treble cluster, work treble chain 2 4 times. Treble in the same cluster. The wording is what got me there. The wording is what got me there. And it could just be that I'm glazing over it, not really looking at it. Chain 7, skip the next chain 8 space. In top of next 5 treble cluster, work treble crochet, chain 2 4 times. Treble crochet in same cluster. Then it says to, chain 7, skip, and then we work the popcorns again. But why is it okay. All right. Work treble. Wait. Do we have a guide here on... Okay, that's the popcorn. Now, when they say, are they saying treble cluster chain 2? Treble cluster made. Oh no, treble crochet cluster. Okay, so TRC is treble crochet. All right, I just want to make sure I'm not supposed to be making a cluster, then chain 2, then make another cluster. I just want to make sure that I'm getting this right. This looks so pretty so far. I don't want to get it wrong at all. Okay. So, top of next 5 treble cluster, work treble, chain 2 4 times. All right, treble, chain 2, treble, that's 2. This makes 3. This makes 4. Okay, got a little Merlin here. You guys probably can't see it, but I can. Okay, then it says treble in same cluster. Then okay. I'm going to take this as chain 2 and 1 more for a total of 5. Why word it that way instead of just say a total of 5 times? Like, we need to start using the word, not start. They needed to use the words total. The word total really encapsulates what you need to accomplish here. I'm lecturing this, and what if I'm wrong and I'm lecturing it for no reason? You know? See here, 4 times. Treble in same cluster. So it says here treble chain 2 4 times, which tells me the 4th treble needs to be followed by a chain 2, then treble. So why not say a total of 5 times? So in top of next 5 treble cluster, work treble, chain 2, a total of 5 times. And in parentheses, you could say 4 chain 2 spaces, 5 trebles. If you really want to be thorough, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, come on. To be fair, though, I'm basing this off modern patterns, how we read modern day patterns. So to be fair. All right, chain 7. And we jump right in and start working the popcorn stitches again in all 4, I'm going to call it corners because that's what it looks like to me, clearly. These got to be the corners, right? Maybe not. What if these are the corners? What if that's what we're doing here? We've made patterns like that before where I thought these were something like this was the corners, and then it turned out what was in the middle was the corner. And so it could be something like this that we're looking at here. These could be our corners. Ooh, who knows? I'm liking the way it's turning out though, but I gotta tell you, my eyes are really bad. Just an hour of working on this, like the last time I worked on it, man, my vision was so blurry nearly the rest of the day until at least, I can't even tell you how many hours went by, but my vision was so blurry. My eyes just can't handle this thread work for very much longer. Heck, this item right here may be the last bit of thread work I'm able to do. Who knows? My eyes are kind of going downhill pretty fast. I think it's pretty fast. It's probably a normal pace, but they're my eyes. So I think it's pretty fast. Just like how when I see loose skin or wrinkles on my face or on the back of my hand, look at that. I think to myself, oh my God, premature wrinkling. And then I'm like, oh wait, I'm almost 46. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just age. I'm aging as gracefully and progressively as I'm supposed to. But when it's you, when it's on someone else, you have all the grace in the world for them. No, you look beautiful. You need to stop. But then when it happens on you, it is 4 alarm fire. This is like emergency. Call the police, call the military, call them all. What is happening to me? So my eyes kind of going downhill. To me, it seems fast. I mean, in 1 year, I had to get my prescription renewed in 9 months. So I got my very first prescription ever. 9 months later, I had to get it stronger. It had to be stronger. And for all I know, it needs to be stronger again. Look, let's see. You there? It's not so bad, but to me, it's when I, like right now, everything in front of me is blurry. It's my up close vision that's bad. And I am making this through my reader portion down here. And I think it's making my eyes work really hard. My far away vision is not so bad, except for when I turn off my glasses. When I take off my glasses, even my far away vision is blurry, and it takes a good 15, 20 minutes for adjusting to happen. And my far away vision, it improves. But my up close vision is just really bad. And forgive my ignorant speech on this. I know that it's like farsighted and nearsightedness. I can never remember which is which. To me, it doesn't, it's like the opposite of what sounds like should make sense. So when you have farsightedness, everything up close is blurry, I think. Is that what it is? Like you struggle to see things up close. And whenever you have nearsightedness, your distance vision struggles, right? But to me, that should be opposite. If you have nearsightedness, that means your nearsightedness, your ability to see near has an issue, and people who are farsightedness have a struggle with seeing. That's the way it should be, far away. I think that's the way it should be. Because I get it, negatives and positives. I understand that, especially in the medical field. If something is negative, it's positive. If something is positive, unless it's like a pregnancy test, it's negative. So, I understand that. And obviously your eyes fall within that, it's within the medical field. So positives and negatives, I understand. But to my simpleton mind, it just seems like you're describing the issue accurately if you say, oh, I have nearsightedness. Oh, I see. You struggle to see things up close. Yes. Instead, you say, I have nearsightedness, and they're like, oh, well, then you can't see up close. Wait, you can see up close fine. Yes. That, to me, I'm even just describing it, I'm getting confused. I don't know. Okay, there was a little extra chit chat, a little extra brain picking that nobody asked for, but y'all got anyway. My opinion, my ignorant, uneducated opinion on the field of optometry's vocabulary. What business do I have, right? That's okay. Anyways. I have farsightedness and astigmatism, and this eye is worse than this eye with the astigmatism. In fact, when I take off my glasses and let my eyes relax, if I cover this eye here, things look pretty okay with this one. 4 and 5. So my vision tilts this way, sideways. On both eyes. So one eye is like this and one eye is like that, barely. But this one here, when they first did my eye exam, my eyes looked like they were like this. Now they're looking more like this. So, yeah. That's what's happening with my eyeballs. Of course, I keep my diabetes under control, way under control. I mean, heck, I've lost weight. So I keep my diabetes well under control, so I shouldn't struggle with macular degeneration too much. I know that it's not just diabetes that can cause it. It's also something that's simply inherited. But like my grandmother did not have macular degeneration, but she did have thyroid-related vision issues. And my aunt had cataract. So macular degeneration doesn't really run in my family. My father had it, but he was also a horribly diabetic, almost uncontrollable numbers, even though we managed what he ate as much as we could without living with him. He did pretty good on his own too, although I suspect that before he stopped driving, he was going out to the burger joint a lot. But he had macular degeneration and his vision was intensely bad. But I think that as long as I keep my diabetes under control, and it has been under control for over 10 years now. No medication, by the way. I was taken off of meds, again, over 10 years ago. I woke up one day, my blood sugar was 37. It was so scary. And I called my doctor's office. He didn't even have me come in. He just told me on the phone, stop taking the metformin immediately. Just stick with whatever diet you're doing and whatever exercise you're doing, which wasn't anything, just normal around the house cleaning and going to work. And then we'll keep an eye on your numbers from there. And I never had to go back on it since. I was only on metformin for like a year and a half. When I was diagnosed, man, my blood sugars were like 415, 420, 380, 398 regularly with fasting. My first fasting blood sugar was in the 390s. Whew. I was a big girl then too. I was about 230 pounds. Forgive me, 230 pounds. Yeah, I was very much so a confirmed diabetic. And now you could almost say I'm not. I'm not on medication. My blood sugar is perfectly normal. My A1Cs are always 4 something, 4.6, 4.8, 4.5. And they've been that way for a decade. So you could almost say I've reversed my diabetes. Just by dieting mostly. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I'm going to tell you guys a hint. I had to stop eating avocados. If you are struggling with uncontrolled blood sugars, eat 1 avocado a day. Of course, get your doctor's opinion on this first. But that's where I got this idea from. My doctor took me off of the metformin and he said, let's go to an avocado a day. Give that a try. Something in avocado, when they call it a diabetic superfood, they're not joking. Something in avocado just brings your blood sugars down. If you eat 1 avocado a day with your carbiest meal. So if you start the day off with carb loading and then you just eat light carbs throughout the day, or if you end the day carb loaded, whichever meal is your carb load meal, eat an avocado with that meal and it's going to balance your blood sugars back down to normal really, really fast and take the pressure off of your pancreas. So, and it reduces the chance of pancreatitis. It's a miracle superfood for diabetics. Well, I can't eat avocados. I'd say 6 years ago, I had to completely stop eating the avocados because much like the metformin, it got to a point where I'd have an avocado. My carb load, because I'm kind of an up all-nighter, I always have been, my carb-loaded meal was always in the evening with dinner. So that's whenever I would have bread, and things like that. And I would always eat an avocado. And I don't do the avocado toast thing. I like an avocado plain with a spritz of lime on it. That's my favorite way. Just a spoon, scoop it out with a little spritz of lime. It's fine. And it got to where 2 hours after eating, and my blood sugar would already be down to like 98. And 3-4 hours after eating an avocado, my blood sugar, I'd start to feel shaky. I would actually start to feel shaky. So I had to stop eating the avocados too. Haven't had an avocado for, my goodness, years. Probably about 2 years after we moved here, and we've been living here for 8 years. So yeah, about 6 years ago. So any diabetics out there, just follow your doctor's orders. If he tells you to eat only 60 carbs a day, only eat 60 carbs a day. Sara Lee Delight Bread is amazing for working out your carbs. I would eat 1 sandwich either for breakfast or for lunch, and that's only 20 carbs because each slice of bread is measured out to be exactly 10 carbs. So Sara Lee Delight, it's a great bread for diabetics. But just follow your doctor's orders. I know a lot of people don't. My dad was definitely one of them, and uncles and everybody else, all the adults in my life, they tell you to listen to what they say. But then they don't do this. They don't do that at all. And anyways, I do listen to what I'm told. I have always had that sort of respect for authority. But you're raised by a Marine who's also a stressed out single father. you're going to pay attention to authority, like your life depends on it. So whenever my doctor told me I was diabetic, I of course had a panic attack and I cried. Then I got over myself. I went home and read the dietary pamphlet, just a little pamphlet, something like, I don't know. I don't have anything here that I can show you that doesn't have private information on. I was going to get a piece of paper, just like a little booklet. Oh, here. Okay. Just like a little booklet like this that the doctor's office would give you, right? And each page has little exercises you can do. And like the back page is loaded with little shopping lists and like some dietary plans, you know. And I followed everything to a T. Every breakfast, lunch, and dinner they suggested is what I ate. And let me tell you, I went from 230 pounds to 1 year later, 137 pounds. Listen to the doctor. They aren't just trying to take the fun out of your life. They're trying to help you change your life, save your life, prolong your life. You know, with diabetes, you're permanently damaging the nerves of certain vital organs, and you can get a heart attack or a stroke, kidney problems. You know, y'all know this. It's some serious stuff. Just listen to your doctor. He'll help you lose the weight, especially belly weight, because that's a diabetics often will get metabolic syndrome because we hold a lot of weight in our bellies. So yeah, follow these diets. Ask about an avocado a day. Ask if that is dietarily safe for you, because it is like loaded with fiber and stuff like that. I know based on my son James, he's got to have a low fiber diet because of his gastroparesis. So make sure you can have that kind of diet or that kind of fiber and those kinds of fats, because avocado is also very fatty, but it's not like saturated fat. It's different. It would be like, I don't know, like olive fat. But anyways, okay. Wow, hi, let's hang out for a little bit. What are we doing? Well, there's some advice for you. Some advice to go talk to your doctor and follow their instructions. They're not trying to take the joy out of my life. And my father-in-law used to tell me he admired my will to stick to the diet and that he never could. And I always thought to myself, why not? The foods the doctor is prescribing, suggesting, it's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made that too tight. It was all like vegetables, some fruits, meats, lots of meats. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sherbet ice cream. You know, stuff like that. Why not? It's good. Make your own ice cream by blending up some fruit, throwing a little sugar-free apple juice in there. Yummy. Why not? Anyway, okay. Enough of that, getting up off my soapbox. I'm going to work this all around, and I'll be back. And when I do, I will, of course, be minding my own business. Okay, we're just going to focus on the pattern. Okay, that round is all done. This is looking so pretty. Oh my God. All right, now for round 8, we're going to chain 1 and work a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Then chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 2 space 10 more times. Total of 12. Then chain 6, skip the next then chain 6, skip the next chain 7 space, treble in the next treble, chain 3 twice. Okay, let's just work our way over there. So it wants us to chain 1 and work a single crochet here, and that was chain 3 and single crochet in the next space over. Chain 3 and in the next chain 2 space. Okay, so I'm going to work this all the way to the end, and I'll come back to work this part right here with you guys. All right, now let's tackle this next step. together. So it says here to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and skip the next chain 7 space, treble in the next treble, chain 3 twice. Okay, so treble over the next treble, chain 3, and then again, and then chain 3. Next is going to be treble in the next treble, and then in not parentheses, whatever this is parentheses, right? Or is this, no, that's quotations. Okay, parentheses. Been many, many years since I've been in school, y'all. Okay, 3 treble in next treble, then it's not saying to do any chaining, but here it is. Chain 3, treble in next treble twice, then chain 6, skip the next chain 7, and then repeat all around. Okay, so, oh wait. When they say treble in the next treble, maybe this is what they mean. Because we have 5 of them here, and the way they describe it, it's as if this middle one here is supposed to have 3 in it. And so that's what leads me to believe whenever they say to do it twice, I think they're including the next treble in that twice. So in the next, sorry. I know that's annoying. There we go. And then chain 3, because the full instructions were to treble in the next treble, chain 3. So in the middle one here, without any chains separating, we're going to work 3 trebles. Then chain 3 and repeat pretty much everything we already just did. Ooh, I can't work too close to the camera because then it will be hard for you guys to see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. Then jump over and into the first chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 3, the next chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 3. And so this is going to be the repeat all around. See, this is starting to look like a corner now. See, that's what I was saying before, is there is a good chance that these right here are the actual corners and not these. Like I said, it could be this type of situation. All right, so this is going to be the repeat all around. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, but that's how this section here looks. There you go. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, there we are. I'm posing it this way because I am convinced that these are going to wind up being the corners. I recall we worked 1 or 2 patterns on here like that threw me for a loop at first, and then it turns out that the bits I thought were the corners, it was actually these. So that's why I'm positioning it this way, because I'm standing by that. All right, let's do round 3. Geez, let's do round 9. Slip stitch in the next chain 3 space, work beginning popcorn stitch in same space, chain 2 popcorn in next chain 3 space 9 times. Okay, so slip stitch over into the first chain 3 space and do the popcorn stitch. Of course, I'm going to do my very first one with some stacked singles. That's 2, one more, 3. All right, so that makes 2. Ooh, let me get away from the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to see. My eyes are just not so strong. So I instinctively was working closer. Oh, I bet that was so blurry too. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's 5. Go into the top of my stacked single and draw that through. And was that a chain 2 or a chain 3? Chain 2. Okay, so this will be the repeat until we get to what I am calling a corner. I am convinced. All right, so I will be right back. I gotta force myself to lower my hands. I can't raise my camera up any higher. It's as high as it can get. So I've got to be mindful that I'm not working too close to the lens. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, now let's work this part here together. And I'm just gonna, instead of reading that all off all at once, okay, then it says to chain 6. And skip the next chain 6 space, add 2 treble in next treble. I'm reading that clearly this time. 2 treble here. Then it says to chain 3, skip the chain 3 space, treble in next treble, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space. So just 1 here, chain 3, and move on to this center section, and now it says 2 treble in next, 3 in next, wait, okay, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in next treble, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, 2 treble in next treble, 3 treble in next treble, repeat from, okay, all right. So we're going to work 2 here, in the first of the 3 in a row, right there, and then 3 in the middle, and then 2 in the last one here, and then we just kind of mirror everything we did up to this point, up to the center point. So that's going to be a chain 3, treble, chain 3, treble. And then we chain 6 and proceed with the popcorn stitches like we did on this side. Nope. Chain 3, then 1 here, chain 6, and jump right into that first chain 3 loop, basically right over the top of the second popcorn that you see, and start working our popcorns. Okay, so here is how this area here is meant to be worked. So chain 6. Oh, why didn't you tell me that I messed it up, huh? Just kidding. 2 here on the end. All right, get it right before I go acting like I know what I'm doing. Now chain 6. And there we go. No. And there we go. Okay, so this is what this center portion here should look like. Chain 6, 2 treble, chain 3, 1 treble, chain 3, 2 here in this first one, 3 in the center one, 2 in the third one over, and then just copy everything here on the opposite going down. Chain 6 and start working those popcorn stitches, or whichever stitch you chose to substitute. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work this all around, and I'm going to join into the top here of my first popcorn made. I'll be right back. Okay, there is round 9 done. So let's look at round 10. I'm just going to hold that up so you guys can pause and read it. Okay, so it wants us to chain 1 and single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 2 space 8 times. So across this whole section here. 1, 2, whoops, and 3. There we go. 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to run this all the way across this little section here, and I'll be right back. Catch that I was sort of off-centered. I'll focus better. I'll stay centered. Okay, worked my way over to the end of this section here. Now it says to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip the next chain 6 space and treble in the next treble. Then it says 2 treble in the next. Okay, now it says chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in the next treble. If you hear a sound in the background, which hopefully you can't, but you might be able to, it's my washer, my washing machine. Okay, treble in the next treble. Let's see here. Okay, chain 3, skip the next, treble in the next, 2 treble in the next. Wait, I'm getting a little lost here. Okay, so we did the chain 6, skip the next chain 6, treble in the next treble, 2 treble in the next, 2 treble in the next. Then it says chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in the next. We did that. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, 2 treble in the next. Okay. So now we're going to chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, and treble in the next treble. Okay. 2 treble in the next, treble, chain 2, okay, what? If I had whatever source this pattern came out of, I would know what these symbols mean, the plus or the crosses. I would know exactly what those mean, but I don't have access to that key as this sits. So just make sure I got this right. Okay, did that part, 2 treble in the next. Okay, did that part. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in the next. Okay, I did that. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, 2 treble in the next. Okay, that was chain 3. So 2 treble here then. There's a hair weaved in here, a little Merlin hair. There we go. It's bothering me. Okay, so got that part. 2 treble in the next. Right? Skip the next, 2 treble in the next treble. 2 treble in the next. I'm skipping. Oh my gosh. Okay. 3, chain 3, skip the next, 2 treble in the next. Okay, then treble in the next, chain 2. All right, so treble in the next. Then it said to chain 2, treble in the next. Okay. 2 treble in the next. So that was treble in the next, chain 2, treble in the next, 2 treble in the next, then treble in the next, chain 2, treble in the next. Okay, so treble here, chain 2, and another one in the next stitch over. And then 2 into the last stitch. My goodness. My eyes got a little crossed there. Okay. At least it looks like it makes sense. So I feel like I did it right. So that's what you're looking to accomplish. 2 in the first, 1 in the next, followed by a chain 2, and then 1 in the next. The next stitch over gets 2, next stitch just gets 1, followed by a chain 2, and in the last 3 stitches, you're going to put 1 in the second to last and 2 into the very last. I'll hold that there so you can pause and get a good visual of that if you're trying to follow along. And I already can tell you, it's just going to be a repeat of this. So chain 3, I don't even have to read it. I mean, I'm going to, but I'm going to work it real quick first because it's just obvious. And then chain 3 again. And then just like how we started, we're going to do 1 and then in the last stitch 2. So 1 in the second to last stitch, and then 2 into the very last stitch. So going forward for the rest of these, I'm not even going to bother reading the pattern. I'm just going to look at this one to guide me through. So that is that complete repeat done right there. And here I'll move Move my hand out of the way here so you can get a better visual of that. There you go. Okay. Whenever I hold up things like that, just pause the screen. That way, you know, it's just there, like a picture. And you can work off of that. Makes it easier for you. Okay, and then I'm going to assume we chain 6. Again, I'm going to read all this in just a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And start working into the chain spaces, our singles, followed by a chain 3. Then into the next space over. So let me read all of that. Okay, we got all of that done right there. Repeat from up there. Yeah, so it just says to repeat everything we did. So that's what the plus signs or the crosses are going to mean. And then chain 6, skip, and repeat from up here, where this right here, up here, 3 times more. And then we're going to join at the beginning single crochet. So yeah, let's do all this again together. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochets and chains across this section, and then I'll be back to work this section right here with you one more time. Okay, so worked my way over. Now we're going to go ahead and do this section together with less ums, uhs, and interruptions from me not understanding. Okay, or I mean, I understood. I just struggled with the word wall of it. I kept getting this mixed with that. So we're going to chain 6, 5, 6, and here we're going to work. I can just look at this and see I need to work 2 and then 1 into the next. So 2 trebles into the first and 1 into the one next, right next to it. And 1 and the next one over, followed by a chain 3, and then 1 into this one here, followed by a chain 3, and then looking at this, I can see I need 2 and then 1, followed by a chain 2. So chain 3, so 2 into the first, one into the next one over, chain 2, 1 into the next one over, 2 into the next one over, one into the next one, followed by a chain 2, 1 into the second to last stitch, and 2 into the last stitch. Followed by a chain 3, 1 into this one here in the middle, chain 3, 1 into the second to last stitch, and 2 into the last. Chain 6, and we start working into the chain spaces between the popcorn stitches, our single crochet, and chain 3. Next one over, single crochet, chain 3. Okay, I'm going to finish working this all around, but now you can see how that is meant to be looking. There you go, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to finish into, like it said, into the starting single crochet over here. There we go. The starting single crochet right here, I'm going to slip stitch into that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now it's time to start from what I read. Oh, I'll hold this up for you so you can see. That's the next round there. So we're going to go ahead and work our popcorn stitches across. So it said to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space over. So now we're going to work less popcorns than we did down here. And it seems like that's going to be the trend. So if you don't like doing popcorn stitches, we're working less and less and less of them each time around. So it said work the beginning popcorn stitch. So I'm going to start off with my stacked singles. Go. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, come over here to the top of my first stitch. Hook onto that loop, pull it through. And then that was followed by a chain 2, and we just wash, rinse, and repeat. So I'm going to work these popcorn stitches all across this section here, and then I'll come back to work this next section with you, which I think is going to change. Looks like it's going to change. So we'll work out this part together. Okay, after the popcorn stitches, it says to chain 7. Skip the next chain 6 space, and skip the next chain 6 space and work 1 treble in each of the next 3. Okay. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Treble in the next. I jumped over way too far. Okay, chain 3. Make sure I'm staying on point here. Chain 3, skip the next. Treble in the next. Chain 3, skip the next. Chain 3 space. And treble in the next 3 trebles. Wait. Okay, skip the chain 6 space, treble in each of the next 3. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in the next treble. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in the next 3. Chain 6, skip the next chain 2 space, keeping last loop. Okay, I think we're going to do a cluster stitch here in the middle. Okay, so treble in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the last one here. Okay, and then it said to chain 6. And skip the chain 2 space, keeping the last loop of each treble on the hook. Yeah, we're going to do a cluster stitch. So go into the next stitch over, pull through 2, and then stop. Yarn over twice, and do this to all 4 of these stitches total. 1 and 2, stop. Next stitch over, pull through 2, and stop. And then the last stitch. pull through 2, 2, and stop, and then pull through everything all at once. Okay, and then I imagine we're going to chain 6 again. Yes, chain 6, and then repeat everything we just did over here, over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one here was significantly less complicated. As far as, well, the last round wasn't complicated either. I mean, setting up all this, it was just that I kept getting lost in all of the abbreviations. I just kept getting lost as to, wait, how many do I do here? What was that again? The next instructions looked just like the last instructions, kind of a situation. Okay, chain 3, work 1 here, chain 3, and work 1 in each of these 3. Okay, 1, 2, this is going to be a very long video, and 3, then it was chain 7, okay, and then we start doing the popcorn stitches in these chain 3 loops. All right, so I'm going to work this all around. Since this one here was a lot less complicated, I don't need to jump back on and work it with you again. I will hold it up so that you have a solid visual on it. And these are chain 7s here. There you go. So just 1 in each, 1 in each, chain 6, work a cluster stitch, chain 6, 1 in each, 1, and then 1 in each, followed by chain 7 and your popcorn stitches. I'll be right back. Okay, now for round 12, it says chain 1 and work a single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and then chain 3, and a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. So I'm going to work this across, and then I'll be back for this area right here, because I think this is where the complicated area is always going to be, a little more direction. All right, now I've worked all the way across. It says to chain 11, 3, 3, 4, 5, ooh, okay, so I have worked that stitch all the way across. Now it says to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and it says to skip the next chain 7 space, treble in next treble, okay, treble in next treble, chain 3, skip next treble, and wait. Oh, no. I misread. It said to work 1 treble into each of the next 2. And then we're going to skip the 3rd one. So work 1 over here. So we'll work 1 here. And then chain 3, skip the next treble and chain 3 space, treble in next treble, so right here. Okay. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, and next treble, treble in next. All right. In next 2, like last time, like over here. Treble in next 2, yes, and then it says to chain 9. So skipping this one, and I'm going to work 1 treble in each of these 2 here. Then it says to chain 9. And skip the next chain 6 space, and top of next 4 treble cluster work. Single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, then chain 9. Okay. So here we work another cluster stitch. This stitch here is getting pretty loose. Kind of want to pick up a little bit here. I kind of want to maybe pick up down here a little bit just to see if I can firm that up a bit. No, it's going to be just as loose. What if I... Surely I can work in here. Come on now, there we go. See if I can pick up this stitch here. Okay, that's 4. I don't like it whenever stitches get all stretched out. Doesn't look right. Well, I'll be right back. Well, the unfortunate thing is it stretches out the top of this stitch quite a bit, but I'm just going to move on. Okay, then it says single crochet, chain 5, single crochet. Where do I do that? On top of next. Okay, so there's the chain 9. So there's the chain 9, and it says to skip the next chain 6 space. In top of next 4 treble cluster work, single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, then chain 9. Okay, so single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, and then it says chain 9, skip next chain 6 space, and then repeat everything we did here on this side, and then repeat all of this. It just says repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skipping none. So working into the first 2. Work 1 treble into the first 2. chain 6. No, chain 3. And then skip this last one. I'm going to work a treble here in this center. Chain 3 again. And yeah, I need to skip this first one. And then work one in the next one over. I feel like that wasn't right. I'm not sure why I felt it wasn't right. Oh, because I'm probably yarning over instead of under. I'm not adverse to yarning under, but especially with trebles and double trebles, I prefer to yarn under. Okay, and we started off with chain 11, right? Over here. Yes. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then jump over into that chain 2 space and start working single crochets plus chain 3. So that'll be the repeat. And I'll be right back. I can't keep staying on here too long because this is going to be a very long video, and I don't like doing two-parters because y'all don't like watching two-parters, and I don't blame you. So I will be right back whenever I work this all around. Okay, so I've already moved on to round 13 because it starts off the exact same way these other 3 rounds did. So I slip stitched over to the chain 3 and started working popcorn stitches all across, filling all of the chain 3 loops. So now I'm ready to work the corner, and I joined the last round with the single crochet into the first single crochet I made of that round. So now you're all caught up. All right, so let me move my sticker down. Eyes don't get confused where I'm at. All right, so now it wants us to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already had 1 chain worked. Single crochet in next chain 11 space. And chain 8, 2 treble cluster over next 2 treble. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm guessing this is going to reduce it to 1 stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, into the next stitch over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, then pull through all 3. Okay. Then it says, see here, 2 treble cluster over the next 2 treble, chain 2, skip the next chain 3 space, treble in next, treble in next treble, and chain 2, skip the next chain 3 space, 2 treble cluster over next 2 treble. Okay. One, 2, yarn over twice, next one over, and then pull through all 3. Okay. Okay, my eyes are already getting lost as to where I'm supposed to be. Just a moment. Now I see where I am supposed to be. So now it says to chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and see here, single crochet and next chain 9 space, chain 4, and we work 7 treble in the chain 5 loop. Okay, so I'm going to work these 7 really quick, and I will be right back when I'm done with that. Okay, 7 treble made. So far, this is how everything is looking. Okay. Then it says chain 4. Nope. Yes. Chain 4, single crochet. So basically repeat everything we did going from here to here, repeat that from here to here, and then work the popcorns again. Okay, single crochet in the chain 9 space, then chain 8, then the 2 cluster here, basically treble crochet decrease. And then it was a chain 2 and a treble over this treble. Chain 2, and then another decrease. And it was a chain 8. And start working the popcorn stitches in the chain 3 loops. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to work this all around. So I caught my error whenever I was over here. So I had already worked, as you can see, I've got ramen noodles. I caught my error when I was over here. I finished this off wrong. So you can stop screaming at me through your screen. Got to work a single crochet here, right? And did I? Yeah, it's 8 chains. And then 8 more chains. Okay, now I can rework my popcorn stitches. There we go. Crisis averted. My own crisis, but yes. There we go. Okay, so this is round 14 done. Okay, so this is round 13 done, and I already started 14 because it starts the same way as all the in-between popcorn stitch rounds start. You just work a single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet into the first 2 chain space between the popcorns. Work a single, chain 3, single, chain 3, single, and so I did that all the way across. I didn't feel like there was a need to show that part. Okay, so now, once you've gotten this part here done, it wants us to chain 8. Work a single crochet in this chain 8 space and do all of that again. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the next chain 8 space. Now this part here is a bit interesting. So once we've done both of those, let's see here, twice. Now we chain 8 again, I do believe. Oh, it's the back of my hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yarn over twice And into this cluster stitch here, we're going to work a half a treble, sort of, just an incomplete treble. It says to leave the last loop on the hook. Yarn over twice without chaining anything, jump over to the center one and do that again. So pull through two, leaving the last loop on the hook. Yarn over twice and do it one more time right here. So we're going to bring all three of these together. And pull through two, and then pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Just like that. Looks like a little leaf or a petal or something. Okay. Then it says a 3 treble cluster made. Okay. That's a 3 treble cluster made. And then it says chain 8 and single crochet in the next chain 8 space. Okay. It's back in my hook again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Single crochet here. And chain 8, skip the next chain 4 and work 2 treble in the next 7 treble. Okay, so we're got to work 2 into each. So we're going to double this from 7 to 14. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to work 2 into each. There we go. That was a struggle. Yeah, just twice. Okay. So that was 2 into the first and then 2 into all of them. So I'm going to put 2 into each of these 7 off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I think now what we're going to do is work all of this in reverse this way. It does have a little bit of instruction for us. So it says to chain 8. Okay, and then it says skip the next chain 4 and skip the next chain 4, single crochet in the next space. Okay, into the chain 8 space. Okay. And then it says to repeat all of this. That's all it says, is to repeat. So that was chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to work this decrease. So work an incomplete treble here. Pull through 2. Then yarn over, do the same into the middle stitch, pull through 2 and 2, and then into the third, yarn over, pull through 2 and 2, pull through all 4, there we go, then chain 8, work a single crochet here in this chain 8 space, and then one more time. And a single crochet here. And then chain 8 again. And we start working in the chain 2 spaces, our single crochets plus chain 3. So I'm going to finish working the rest of this off camera and I will be right back. Okay, there we go. Now we are ready for round 15, which of course I already started. It's a popcorn round. So you're just going to slip stitch over to the chain 3 space or loop and start working 4 popcorns in a row separated by 2 chains. So now getting on to the corner area, and it wants us to chain 8 and work a single crochet 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera really quick since you don't really need to see me do that, but I'm going to work chain 8 single crochet, chain 8 single crochet in each loop available. Okay, so I have worked my 8 chains and then single crochet 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it says to chain 5. And in this first treble, we're going to work 2. Always struggle with that very, very first one. Okay. Then it says to work 1 in each of the next 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right there, 12. And then 2 into the very last. So I'm going to work 12 in a row, and then I'll come back and work 2 in the last with you. I'll be right back. All right, so I have 1 stitch left unworked, and I'm going to work 2 treble in this last stitch. So now we should have 16, I believe, trebles worked in a row, and then we just repeat. We're going to work chain 8 single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, work the popcorn stitches, chain 8 single crochet 5 times, and then work 2 treble into the first stitch, 12 across, 2 treble into the last stitch, all the way around. Okay, so now that we have worked 2 in the first, 12 across, 2 in the last, a total of 16, we're going to chain 5 again and start working our 5 loops of chain 8. And that's the repeat all around. There we go. So I'm going to finish working this all around. Just remember, in these sections right here, once you work your last single crochet after a chain 8, just chain 5. Chain 5 this way, chain 5 that way, but it's chain 8 from these areas here out. There we go. Now on to the 16th round, which I did already begin like I've been doing. It's just a slip stitch over or just chain 1 and work a single crochet into the chain 2 space between the 2 popcorns, then chain 3 and do that again, chain 3, do that one more time. So go ahead and do that real quick if you're following along, and then come on back. It wants us to work 3 single crochet into this first chain 8 space. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now chain 8. And work a single crochet in the next space all the way over, but not in the chain 5 space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one more time, single crochet. Okay, now we're going to chain 8 one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yarn over twice, and over the first 2 trebles, we're going to work a 2 treble cluster like we've done before. So we'll yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. Yarn over twice and into the next stitch over, pull through 2, stop, pull through all 3, now chain 2, yarn over twice and do that again over the next 2 stitches, and we're going to do that all the way across. So we won't be skipping any of the trebles, but we will be chaining 2 between each cluster. pull through all 3, chain 2, yarn over twice, and again over the next 2 trebles. That's 1, and then in the next one over, that makes 2, pull through all 3, chain 2, and then again over the next 2 trebles, forgive me. There we go. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to chain 8 and skip over the chain 5 space and work those chains plus single crochet across to the very last chain here, where we're going to work 3 single crochet into this chain, just like we did way back over here, where we worked these 3 single crochet, and then go into, of course, this is all for those who just want to move on, single crochet, chain 3, again, and then repeat all around. It's a very easy repeat round. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skip over the chain 5 and into the next chain 8 space. There you go. Just work that all the way across, and then when you get here, chain 8, work your single crochet, then another, then one more, and start working your loops over the pineapples. When you're done working your pineapple loops, work 3 single crochet, chain 8, and keep going and work your cluster stitches across this fan area here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now we're ready to do round 17, and there's only one more round after this on the pattern. 17 and 18, and then we block it. So I already did what I've been doing because it starts the same way. Slip stitch over into the chain 3 space and work a popcorn stitch, chain 2 into the next chain 3 space, work a popcorn stitch. That's where I'm at now. And it says to, now it's saying to chain 8 and single crochet in the next chain 8 space. I already have 1 chain worked. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Okay, and then single crochet into the next chain 8 space. So past those single crochets, those 3 single crochet stitches, which are right there. And then it says to do that 5 times. Okay, so we're gonna do that across. So I'm gonna do that across really quick. I'll be right back. So that does put us at working our last chain 8 and single crochet into the chain 8 space before this section here. Now it says to chain 5. And in top of next cluster, work 2 treble cluster, chain 3, 2 treble cluster, and that's all into the top of the next cluster. Okay, chain 3, okay, and let's see here, then chain 3, 2 treble cluster in top of next cluster 6 times, chain 3 in top of next cluster, work, okay, so we're just working these on the end. So over the remaining, so the first and the last cluster are going to get this like V-stitch cluster. But these in the middle are just going to get what's down below right here. Was that chain 2 or chain 3? That might have been chain 3. 2 treble cluster, chain 3. Okay, then chain 3. Okay, so one more chain. Chain 3. And in the next cluster, excuse me, work a cluster. I don't think I did that one right. Just like that, and then chain 3. And into the next one over, the same, until the last. My split that. So I'm going to work these across, and then I'll come back and work the last one with you. And then I will finish working the rest of this all around off camera. So I will be right back. That's what we're working with, and then this will be worked exactly the same in the last stitch. Actually, I mean, it's not necessarily a tutorial, so I'm just going to go ahead and work this all the way across, and if you're following along, work one of these into the very last stitch. Okay, so that is what I have there, like those little V stitches, one on each end. So there we go. So now I think we just work, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and work this like we did right here with the chain 8s all the way across. Work popcorn stitches, the chain 8s, and then this whole thing again. So pretty cut and dry on this round. So this is a very, very long video. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off and finish working this all around, and I'll be back for round 18, which is the last round, and then I'm going to block it. Okay, there we go. Let's move on to the last round now. And I went ahead and started, I slip stitched over and worked a single crochet because that's what I was used to doing. And it turns out that's what I needed to do. So it says to chain 1, and in the chain 2 space at the top of the pineapple, work single crochet, which I've just worked 1, and then chain 3, and back into that same space, another single crochet. And then it says 3 single crochet in the next chain 8 space. Okay, then chain 8 and single crochet all the way across like we've been doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, single crochet. That was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then, let's see here, chain 8. Ah, okay. That's my chain 5. I couldn't see. It said skip the next chain 5. I'm like, where? Oh, it's done. It's only right there. So chain 8 and skip over that chain 5. Okay, so chain 8, skip the next chain 5 space, and in the next chain 3 space, work single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet 9 times. So basically we're going to work this across. Well, do I chain anything in between? In the next chain 3 space. The next chain 3 space, I guess not. Okay, so I'm just going to just jump right over, work single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, then jump right over and single crochet again. It looks like we're making like little picots, but these are easy picots, no slip stitching or having to do any funny work. Pretty basic, which I love. Very simple, easy. All right, I'm gonna work this the rest of the way across. I'll be right back. I realized I messed up in the last round and I worked chain 8s on both sides of this little fan stitch area, and I was supposed to work chain 5s. I really don't want to go back and redo it, so I'm just going to work over them and make it work. Hopefully it won't look ridiculous. But here I'm supposed to chain 8 and skip over the chain 5, which is actually like a chain 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's hoping it won't look silly once it's blocked. It's gonna be baggy like that, yeah. Shoot, because it's supposed to look more like this, you know. And so it's a lot of work. I don't want to go back and redo. I've already spent so much time working on this. These are supposed to be chain 8s here next to the popcorn stitches, but here, these are supposed to be chain 5s. Shoot. All right, well, I gotta try to make it work. Okay, so here in this last loop before your popcorn stitches, we are to work 3 single crochet. So you'll anchor your chain 8 down with 1 single crochet. I'm just going to slide that over, and then work 2 more into that same space. Okay, 3 single crochet, and then repeat from, so here we don't have to chain anything. We're just going to work a single crochet in this chain 2 space, chain 3, and then work 1 more single crochet. And then jump over to the next chain 8 space and work 3 singles in a row. 1, 2, 3, and then start chaining 8 and working single crochet across. Hopefully you didn't screw up like I did and you got your chain 5s here. Oof. But then just like we did over here, you'll chain 8, skip over the chain 5, and start working into all the spaces between the clusters, these little picots with single crochets and chain 3s. So I'm going to work this all around. Fingers crossed it won't look silly. By the time you see this again, it will be blocked, and hopefully I can make it work. Thinking if I put a pin here, like whenever I go to block it, so like maybe you made the same mistake I did, maybe I misspoke, who knows? But if when I go to block it, and instead of pinning this out like this, what I might be able to get away with is pinning this whole section out like that. Do you see? And that could make up for my error. So that looks all right, but we'll see how it looks. Like here's an actual chain 8. And I can pin this up like this and then pull this out and see, I think I can make it work. I think I can make it work. So I'm going to try to in the blocking process since I messed up following the instructions. So I'll be back. Whenever I come back, you'll see this thing blocked. So I've got it on my block board now. It's very wet. I'm not going to take the hairdryer to it only because I didn't starch it, so I want it to dry slow. So I will probably conclude this. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm sure that sometime after dinner this is going to be well dried. So that's going to be like 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But that's how it's looking pinned out. We'll see how it looks after. I did have to kind of go over the edge a little bit with some of these pins because I did not feel like digging out my other blocks that sort of fit like a puzzle piece. So again, this isn't being starched. So this won't be like, see, I just took that one out, and it's not bending back like this, but I do need to bend it like this just to get the good stretch on it. So that is how I'm doing that. But yeah, it's not being starched. It's just going to be stretched. I soaked it in hot water. So I'm hoping that the heat from the hot water, which it's Arizona hot water, so very hot, will help relax those fibers, and I won't need to starch it. Not that it shouldn't be starched, it should. I just don't have anything. I am placing this one here to stretch it out a little bit more this way. I don't have any glue. Like one of my favorite starching methods, one of my most econo-friendly starching methods is to get school glue, like Elmer's liquid school glue, and then thin it out with water. Ooh, yeah, let's get you straightened out. Thin it out with water, and then soak your item in that water. Well, no, soak it first in regular water and then paint on. I just sort of paint it on topically, and then it starches, and it works really well. But I don't have any glue. I don't have anything. I, believe it or not, don't even have any sugar. You know what? This one is bending this way, so I'm going to have to come through here and straighten this one out. And this one's okay. This one's okay. This one's okay. But this one is bending this way. So when I jump off of here, I'm going to reposition all those pins and straighten that out more. Okay, that's how it's looking. I'll see you in a few hours. I straightened that flower out just to jump back on here and show you. So now they're all straight. Okay. It's all dry now, and it is time to remove the pins. Again, I didn't starch it, so it could retract a bit, but it should, for the most part, hold its shape. Okay, make sure I got all the pins. I did. Now we can see this with a little bit of a darker background, and it held its shape pretty good for not being starched, but it's obviously very flexible. So this right here is absolutely gorgeous, and I do also have the title and reveal picture. I went ahead and asked Justin for that while this was drying. Here we go, I'll put that way. And I have it right here. I'm very proud to say I nailed it. It is called Pineapple Poof Doily. And there we go, Pineapple Poof. And yeah, really pretty. I love the flowers that are on there. That is so neat. I love it. What do you guys think? So I am going to go ahead and make this pattern available. You can pick it up either in my Etsy shop, but if you don't like to use Etsy, which I hear from a lot of people, they don't like to use Etsy. There's problems with downloads and everything. I also have a fourth wall shop that you can use. So there we go. I'm going to leave both of those links down below. Fourth wall, there seems to be a lot more success with fourth wall. I haven't got one person reach out to me yet saying that they are unable to get their download, and they don't understand why it works sometimes and doesn't work other times. Neither do I. That's going to be on Etsy's end. But yeah, so there's fourth wall and there's Etsy. You can take your pick. I personally, whenever I shop on Etsy, I only use my computer, so I never have a problem with my downloads. It's instant, it's right there, but I understand a lot of people do use their phones, and that's where the problem comes. And it's not that you're choosing to use your phone, it's that Etsy hasn't figured out how to do this right via phones, yet they make purchasing patterns on phones easy. They just don't make the download process easy. So that's really something Etsy needs to work out. But there are two options now for you. Look at this gorgeous doily. Oh my God. It's so pretty. I really like it. Oh my goodness. And it honestly blocked so well with this. Well, I was going to show you, I don't have the label on the cotton I used anymore. Let's see. Oh, I have another one though. This copper color from the same Knit Picks, Curio number 10, 721 yards. So I don't have a link or anything for this. I just picked this up off of Amazon, but not this color. This color here, I had to go to actual Knit Picks website to get this color. This one I got on Amazon. I got this because, let me show you, I'm making something. I have been working, I put it away for a few weeks. I did pick this up and start working on it again. I'm 3 more rows in now on the bonnet. But here we go. You guys, you know, I always show this pattern right here off, and I always leave a link for it. It's going to be like a poncho. I think what has prevented me from feeling excited about it was the color. The color is not the best for my skin. It kind of washes me out. It's not the best, although this will look great with blue jeans. Not the point. This, on the other hand, does look good with my skin color. And so I'm making another one. Here we go. Instead of taking that off, I'll just take this off. I'm making another one in this copper color, and I'm using 2 strands to equal 1 strand of that other material I'm using. So 2 strands of number 10. The math worked out, the measurements worked out. It perfectly equals that fingering weight up there. So there we go. It's kind of a heavy fingering, light sport weight. This is the 2 strands here. And so it equals. I'll show you that. And this is what I'm using. This is discontinued from Yarn Bee. This is discontinued. And let's see here. What are they saying? What size are they saying? Well, I don't know what size they're calling this. 3 light. It's right there, right where my finger is. I always do that. I'm always looking up here instead of right here. 3 light. And you can see that it works out perfect. So now I am more motivated to get that poncho done because I'm using a color that I know is going to not only look good with blue jeans. I mean, look how it looks with blue. It's going to look great with blue jeans, which is predominantly what I wear. But it's going to look good with a white top, a black top. Really, most colors of tops are going to go great with this. It's kind of a neutral color, and it goes great with my pale skin. So now I'm really motivated. Get on there. This is why I'm not a guy. Here we go. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so I'm really motivated now, but this is the material I used. This brand right here. Boom. So there you go. Okay, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. And are you also happy that I'm not a guy? I'm just kidding. Okay, I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video really soon. Bye.